Because I got hot. Because I got
Wow, where it makes me wonder where's that guy's career now? You know,
dude, he like punched a woman in the face. He has like so much drama.
Yeah, but where is it?
Like I think he still does stuff. It's just like he doesn't give a shit anymore.
No, he doesn't care.
Like I think someone was like talking to him on stage, and he's like, "I'm fucking Afro man." He just smacks her in the face.
I was gonna go to class,
but then I got.
Yeah, but
and I know why. Because I got. That's a classic.
Is it? That song's terrible. 20 months. It's almost 2 years. You need to stop. You need to stop short at 23 months.
Will do.
And then just skip that month and then start over at 0.
Yeah.
Damn.
Just to spite me.
Oh. No. See, because
you need to subscribe for the rest of my life, and then on my deathbed unsubscribe just to spite me.
You know, I was watching Boo Bagel, and she's got 20 subs right now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Good for her.
How do I do it?
It's a lot. She's very talented.
She's funny, and I don't know. I feel like I would hate her streams, but I'm sure other people would like them.
Damn.
August, you're a fucking ray of sunshine. You ever tell you that?
Honest.
Yeah.
Very honest.
I never tell you.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Dude, I'm one of those people that if I don't like it in like 3 minutes, I'm like on to the next one, bro.
That's why you've never been to my stream ever. I get it.
No, you don't get it, Quint. Unless he is on this stream, he's never here. Yeah, what's up, Anjin Plays? It doesn't mean he doesn't like it. It just means he's never gonna. He wasn't even gonna show up with the intention to show up.
Yeah,
that's really what that means.
I was asleep until like 2 minutes before I woke up for the podcast, and that was an accident.
We were all expecting you to sleep through it.
Waking up on time was an accident. I did not plan to wake up on time. It just happened.
Mistakes were made.
No.
But yeah, man.
I would have been later if things went correctly. Oh.
But yo, Jim, I hope you're having a good Sunday, man. By the way, guys, we are live, just in case anybody did not pick up on that. So, yo, it feels like it's been 2 weeks. Has it been 2 weeks?
Feels like it's been 2 weeks.
Yo,
time is running.
Yes.
We've had a lot going on. I just moved.
People have moved.
I think that's like really the biggest thing is I've spent time moving.
I had National Guard shit. So
yes, you had National Guard stuff. I can't remember. Was I moved in by last week, Quint, or did we just? Oh, Quint had COVID.
I still have COVID.
Quint still has COVID. He's still sick.
Rona. Yeah.
So
but I can actually talk again. So
yes.
I'm telling you, man, you should have got the Stephen Hawking fucking voice change.
I feel like that would be problematic on a few levels.
Would it? I don't think it would be. I mean, Gaki uses the bot to. Whoa! What is going on with these?
Oh shit! Like, I love how we had that like debate before, and I'm like, oh, it's not a debate, but I'm like, is it ableism if it's funny? No problem. It's on that line.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it is, but it would have been funny. But yeah, I mean, you couldn't talk. Technically, that would be a correct use of the technology. I don't know. But yeah, COVID sucks. I didn't lose my voice when I had it, but I was definitely down for the count for like 2 days, so not fun.
Lost my voice. It still hurts to talk a bit, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine the like mystical world where when you lose your voice, it gets replaced with another voice. So like you come back with like an Australian accent or some type shit, and like some Australian kid somewhere like suddenly started speaking American, so they like beat him.
What? I still can't get over the fact that like there's American English and then there's British English, and I just don't understand why it's just not English. You know? What do we're gonna change the word color.
So the linguistic answer is people don't know the difference between what, like a language and a dialect or some type shit. But I'm sure there's more to it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, languages change over time and geographic location. But yeah, I mean, I love how like what's it called? Just words that are like insults, like really bad, deep swears here or somewhere else, or like just like friendly, like how you talk about your friends in other countries. Like, see you next Tuesday is like what?
Oi, cunt! How you doing?
Yeah, isn't that's like in British? That's just like how you talk to your boys.
Or and, like, fag being a bundle of sticks.
Yes, that one.
And, or a cigarette.
Yeah, exactly. Or like fanny. Like fanny pack in the U.S. we think of that little front pocket thing, but like I think in Europe or Australia, that's actually like the below the fupa, like the meat.
Below the meat.
The front butt. The front butt.
Okay. So anyway, welcome to the Backlog podcast.
Yeah, man.
Just saying, the language is interesting.
Yeah, hey man, English is English is pretty dope, yo. We can butcher the fuck out of it if we want to.
Hey, Aunt Jim plays.
All right.
Yeah,
it's in a lot of places. Oh, are you saying quintessence? I'm interrupting already.
No.
Wait till.
What do you mean? I'm just saying hey to Amjin because Aunt Jim's talking. Said hey. So I said hey.
But yes. Yes, indeedy. Feed the needy. We were finally moved in. We're ready to go. Stream should be starting back up this week. I do still have some more boxes I gotta move some stuff around to.
Let's all applaud Matt. Got his own new place, new apartment. Everyone check out the new room. It looks amazing. He's already got streamer mode activated with his RGB lights there.
What color do you guys want this stream to be in?
Dude, you should have a poll. You run a poll in the chat.
Run a poll.
Backlog green, of course.
Backlog green? I think that actually might be what we're already on.
What do you mean? That's blue.
It's like a teal. It's like a teal, like a blue-green.
The problem is that the camera itself has like an adaptive feature on that tries to actively change the color.
Is that what's making your face so skinny? I just told you. You look great.
I mean, it's better than your camera that just makes your face fucking fat.
I know, bro. Big body.
I don't think it's the camera, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Caddy.
Two can play that game.
Oh no.
Dude, I'm in true gremlin mode. Or is it goblin mode? I don't fucking know. They added goblin mode to the dictionary.
They did.
Apparently
they didn't.
Goblin.
Yes, they did. The Oxford English Dictionary added goblin mode to the dictionary.
That's two words.
It was such a mood for the past like 2 years since COVID.
I hate everything.
Yeah, it just shit happens, bro.
Like,
you gotta update. Gotta get with the times.
So much shit happens.
It's like when my friend got really angry when they added twerking to the dictionary. And
I'm angry.
You know what it means. Why are you angry? It should be in the dictionary, so other people know what it means.
Because he's like a one of those guys. It's like, he's that guy that whenever he hears slang, he's like, "What does that mean? That's not even a real word." Type guy. Like,
oh, he's that dude with the stick up his ass from the '60s that's yelling about the kids in their punk rock.
Yeah, he doesn't like slang. He doesn't like anything that isn't like an actual word that we know in the dictionary or isn't in the dictionary yet.
All words started out like that.
Well, yeah, and so he's very much a stick in the mud when it comes to it. So then I just that just made me use the words even more.
Yeah, he sounds lame, bro.
Yeah,
language is organic. It's
he's not the best person ever. But you know, hey, look, you know, we all gotta, you know, we all gotta start somewhere.
He's just starting his journey.
He's just starting in the dirt.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we all start as you know, primordial amphibians.
Sly. He has yet to emerge from the single cellular organism. Check back in a couple million years.
Indeed.
Right,
Indeed.com, find a job. Okay, so guys, let me see if I can find this damn list. I apologize. I have like a lot of different applications open right now. So
I like this new intro where we just bullshit.
Listen,
like no, we talked about a bunch of cool shit. I'm not complaining. This is fun.
So anyway,
like I'm enjoying this.
What do we got? Is this in order?
It's in order. Guys, so the Game Awards
Final Fantasty.
Okay. So as someone who actually
I love that.
I guess this is a weird question because I never actually sat down and watched the recap of the Game Awards. I wanted to, but like it was what 2 hours. I didn't have the patience.
I'm sorry.
It's a good typo.
Does it feel like is the Game Awards just a big fucking circle jerk / like sponsored promotion for next year? Or does it actually kind of feel like they're trying to be an Oscars? Like they're trying to like, you know.
The Game Awards is always trying.
Okay. To be fair, the Game Awards are always trying, but they have come a long way since the first Game Awards.
For sure.
Jeff Keighley is... I really like Jeff Keighley, and I appreciate him for what he's doing. But in terms of the Video Game Awards, it is the definitive Video Game Award show.
Yeah, well, it's the only one. It's the only game.
That's not true. Back when they started, that was not I don't believe that was the first one. I believe that there were other ones that were trying to do the same thing, but he was like really the first person to actually be able to capitalize and keep it going. And you know, he's sort of the only one that's still you know, doing it right now. I mean, it's just as kind of like phony in its own way as the Oscars are, you know, where
but like the Oscars, at least it's weird because it's like, yes, the Oscars is a little shit and
phony baloney,
but at the same time, like it feels like at a basic level, the people making the nominations at least understand their category. I'm not gonna say they always get it right, but they at least understand it. With this, you had fucking shit like Sifu getting nominated for Best Fighting Game, and you're just like, what the fuck? It's a beat 'em up, and the closest, you know, it's not a fighting game.
It's a fighting game, right?
You fight in
it. It's in the loosest terms.
In the loosest terms, yes.
You fight.
Yeah, no fighting game player would refer to Sifu as a fighting game. That's broadening the category out more than it's used in the everyday world.
I did on Twitter, and people got really mad because not people, but someone got really upset that it's like Sifu's not a fighting game, and it's like, yes, that's the joke. Is it's not a fighting game.
No jokes allowed, actually.
Well, there are some people that literally, I just don't think understand sarcasm on the internet, and I'm realizing that. Like, some people never learned it. They never learned sarcasm.
Well, you know, I think it kind of comes to the point where some people, it depends on the mood that they're in. Like, if they're full angry mode, you know, some people don't care if it's a joke or, you know, whatever. But yeah,
it's a secret. I'm always angry.
No, I legit think some people just don't, like, they understand the concept of sarcasm, they just can't recognize it, and that's okay. Not everyone, you know, processes language the same way, but at the same time, it's like, you do know this is a joke, right? Like that's always a painful argument where someone's yelling at you, and I'm like, this was a joke. Calm down.
We're all a little autistic, you know.
It's true, man. That's the thing. I think like culture is only slightly starting to get it, but like nowadays, it's like you meet some people where you're like, bro, like that's not what I meant at all. Like you're just like, oh man, he just don't get it. It is what it is.
I find myself at 33 just becoming more like I don't give a fuck mode now, and I just realized that when I said
yep.
The older I get,
I just don't care.
The old, like, I mean, that's kind of one of the things that like you would hope a lot of other people would achieve, like just general empathy. But like the older I get, and the more I've seen the ways like my brain has failed me, and I've failed my brain. The more I notice it in others, and I'm just like, oh, your brain just didn't that. No, that didn't. On now.
People, well, you know, there are scales.
I'm not blaming them. It's just that some people don't pick up the same cues that other people do.
But yeah, so the Game Awards, yeah, they're very much I respect a lot of their decisions, even though it just like the Oscars, it feels like it's all money driven. And people are still paying for said game to win. Though, I will say, I did not expect Elden Ring to take Game of the Year.
I did.
I know you did.
With spoilers! Spoilers!
Oh, for an award show.
You know, no, some people haven't, like, you know, looked up the results yet. But no, what I wanted to say about that is, I don't know if you guys know anything about the selection process, but like they basically kind of like outlined it after the show that like voting is like what I think 10%, 20%, and the rest is all chosen by them.
I think it's even less than that. I think it's like it's like 10% us and then 90%.
The people's vote is 10%.
Yeah,
we are the people.
Yes,
outside of literally the player's choice.
So I feel like that's
where it's chosen by bots.
Yeah. So I mean, granted, that's better than the Oscars, which is all internal. But at least you feel like the Oscars, some of the people know what the fuck they're talking about. With the Game Awards, I'm not entirely sure. So like that's what I'm saying. Like I want the Game Awards to eventually be what the Oscars ideal represents to movies. Like I want it to be a true celebration of the craft and of the field.
You want it to be phony, even more phony as fuck?
No, because like there are good things about the Oscars. There are people that do understand their craft.
Sure.
There's a little bit of politicking, but there are like at least the nominations are usually spot on every year.
Oh yeah.
The final selection maybe not, but the nominations are usually like, yes, these are the best movies of that genre. But yeah, the Game Awards always feel so commercial to me. It always feels like, no, this is really just a big sponsorship for what's coming out next year. And that's the one thing that kind of bugs me about it. Is that
that's my favorite part about it. I get to see all the new shit and all the reveals. What? Hello? I think you're missing the entire point of the Game Awards. The entire point of the Game Awards is to just show off future games.
Yes. Well, and
the show is always gonna happen. What?
And I will say, for the Game Awards, they were going hard this year. Like, there was never a point where, I mean, besides like maybe a few musical artists, and even then they were not there very long. They were just like new game, new game, new game, new game, new game, new game. And it was and I think I had mentioned this before, I don't know if it was Quintessence or Chewy, but our editor, but I feel like this was the year of like, well, all of those games that were being baked during COVID are coming out now. Everything that was delayed during COVID is coming out. So you were getting nothing but like straight heat from the best game developers. And it was a really, really great year. I thought it was great. A lot of people like hate it or think it's camp. But man, it's no more camp than the Oscars, you know?
I think 2022 is going to go down as one of the best overall years in gaming in like the next 5. Like it's
gaming in general right now is just kind of like in a golden age. Like we're for the most part we're getting like quality products.
We've had a lot of like, this is the state of the art, best in field in that genre. Like the farther we get out away from like DMC5, more and more people are saying, okay, yeah, so that's just the best character action game that's been made. Like the other ones that are trying to catch up to it, Bayonetta 3, trash story, trying to catch up to it, not even close. DMC5 is the greatest character action game that exists.
Well, first of all, it was considered, Bayonetta was considered to be at one point the spiritual successor to Devil May Cry, because there was such a long time before Devil May Cry 4 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Hideki Kamiya had worked on the original Devil May Cry. So you can't, like, I get it, but absolutely, Devil May Cry fucking brought it, man. Devil May Cry 5?
Yeah.
Chef's Kiss, one of the best games of all time.
Well, seriously, that's what blows my mind. Like that is the high water line for character action games.
Right.
And
yep.
It blows my mind that we're still getting it from an old franchise. Like it's not a new game. It's a franchise that's been around. Like it's a franchise we thought was probably going to be dead after 4, and they're like, no, Capcom's had a good streak. Let's let him go one more time, and he knocks it out of the fucking park. He sets probably the best game in the genre that's been out.
Yep. Well,
crazy.
Yeah. What about those game reveals, though?
All right, hold on. We're getting there. All I wanted to say is that my dream for the Game Awards is at some point it turns into an appreciation for the people who make the games more than it is anything else. Because that's what the Oscars is supposed to be. It's appreciation of the technical craft of the field. And I want that to trickle down to more of the lesser well-known people. And you know, actually pick games that are in the right category, like not fucking seafood. But
he did not watch the Game Awards.
I don't think you've actually ever seen the Game Awards.
I've never watched it. If you watch the Game Awards, you'll see that it is actually about that.
I realize that they bring a lot of the directors up on stage, but like just like how the Oscars has a problem with like bringing up the people who do the special effects. I'm like, no, I want to know who the lead graphical designer was. Like, let's give that guy a high five. Bring him up on the stage.
I mean, you can only bring so many people.
No, bring them all. Bring the whole team, whole squad. 5 people on the stage.
I don't know. I think the Game Awards are very like.
We had
inclusive.
That one dude who like fucking.
Like we even had Stray in the running for like Game of the Year. We had Stray in the running for multiple awards, and it's just like from a little indie company. So like, I don't know.
If we could have a one crazy dude invading, talking about Bill Clinton conspiracies, we can have more people on the stage. That's all I'm saying.
No,
I forgot.
We can't.
Did you see that? People are making so many great memes about that. They're like,
everyone saw that.
Elden Ring got invaded by Dark Spirals. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, told me.
Yes.
I watched that kid walk up on stage. And I'm like, who the hell is this?
You know what's funny? If you rewatch it, you can see, like, as soon as you start talking, security just shows up on both sides of him. Like,
yeah.
Like, they're, like, on the outsides of the camera shot, and it's like, you could see him, like, you know.
Yeah.
I wish they would have, like, tackled him live on stage. Like, Miss Obama get down. Type shit. Like, oh my God. Like, that shit would have been nuts.
His Rabbi Bill Clinton.
Yeah, no, dude, like it's like people also made jokes about how much it compared to that time the dude showed up on the Evo stage, like the ghost of Marvel. Like this was the ghost of the Game Awards.
I don't want that to be my Ghost of the Game Awards.
Oh,
that kid was cringe. He was just some stupid rich kid, and he ruined a really good moment for a great developer. And it just pissed me off.
Do you know that kid, has done that multiple times at like different events? Like,
no.
Yeah, he has it. I guess he has his own YouTube channel, and he has like crashed like multiple like events where he's just sort of he's made it on stage before.
What a fucking asshole!
What a little tool bag.
Yeah,
Dude, these
so
people live in like influencer fucking content brain where like they don't see that they're ruining other people's shit trying to make content.
Yeah. Speaking
well,
of making content,
um,
we're supposed to be having a podcast.
so speaking of which,
about,
we no, it's fine. Look, we're talking about the Game Awards.
Yeah, we're still
today.
talking about the Game Awards. Yeah.
I mean, it's not. Don't. I mean, it'll be fine.
August has never actually watched the Game Awards. I just learned this by how he was talking about how the Game Awards should be.
Listen, don't think about it, okay? This is you just don't think about it.
I watched it in previous years. I just didn't watch it this year.
All right.
So anyway, anywho, let me look up this list here that I have somewhere. All right. Starting at the we don't have every game, but we basically what we decided for this episode is we just want to highlight the things that we're most excited about or we're most interested in that came out from the Game Awards.
A little cherry picking.
Yeah, a little cherry picking, which is fine. You know, we don't have a year to talk about everything. But starting out, the one thing that I was really happy about was Dead Cells actually doing something that I never thought was possible, and that was, you know, attempting to bring Castlevania back. And so they're gonna, the next Dead Cells game is going to have a crossover. It says Dead Cells Return.
No, the current Dead Cells game.
The current Dead Cells DLC is Return to Castlevania.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the DLC? It's not a new game? Okay, my bad.
They've never made a new game. There's just like 6 DLCs for it.
There's way more than that. Like, they have so many DLCs and so many crossovers. Like, the game is... It's colossal
it's like a Hollow Knight. It's got a shit ton of content, and it's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
I love Hollow Knight.
It never ends.
I like Hollow Knight, but I don't like replaying the same stages over and over and over again with different characters. But that's a different story. That's really all the DLC is, by the way. At least when I had played it. But so Dead Cells Return to Castlevania, it looks really dope. It was cool.
The animated trailer, right? It wasn't gameplay yet, but it's the idea that's dope.
Yes. Yeah. Bringing back the Belmonts.
It was just like an announcement animated trailer.
So, you know, the announcement animated trailer, it looked really cool. They saw, I think it was like Simon and I think Alucard was there. And I'm assuming this is like the takes place
Alucard and Dracula.
Yes, which is I'm assuming this is taking place at the you know, Dracula X / Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, it's totally Symphony of the Night.
It's just it's just for fun. Yeah.
What do you mean does it make sense?
No, like, are you trying to like match this up with the Dracula timeline? Like, they're just having fun.
It is. No, it actually, like, that's the thing, is Dracula X is the first game, and then Symphony of the Night is the sequel, the direct sequel to. It actually takes place at the end of Symphony of the Night takes place at the end of Dracula X. So they, you know, I know you don't.
I'm just saying, like, crossover universe stuff doesn't have to follow timeline logic.
Yeah, but then why would they pick those specific characters from that specific time?
Favorite shit, bro.
It's true. People do love Symphony of the Night
and Dracula X. That's right. People like Dracula X. I don't know anyone who plays Dracula X.
Okay. Dracula X was good. It's fine. It's just Symphony of the Night was better. Symphony of the Night is more known. Symphony of the Night is
point in case is Dead Cells is one of the best roguelike games that exist.
It is.
And it is a Metroidvania, so it is heavily inspired by the Castlevanias and the Metroids of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so popular, indie game, started as indie game, so popular, so well liked, so well received. So it's just a long legacy point that they actually got to team up with the original IP makers of Castlevania, and they're doing a DLC. So that's awesome as fuck.
It definitely
not
is.
Only play as a bunch of other indie game characters in Dead Cells. But now you can even play as like the Blasphemous dude in Dead Cells. Also everything.
Yep.
But now you're gonna be able to play as like Alucard or Richter in Dead Cells.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm super fucking excited for this.
Me
They'll
too.
probably have a Dracula boss fight. It's gonna be hype. They'll probably add a new section to the castle to represent Dracula's castle. I don't know how that's gonna work lore-wise, but it's gonna be cool as fuck, so I do not care. So I'm here for it.
What is a man? So yeah, no, I'm really
pile of cells.
So I want to say I personally never have played Dead Cells. I've not played it. I'm a big I am a big Castlevania fan, and I love Metroid. I played Super Metroid. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. I haven't beaten it, but I played close to 100% of the game a few times. So, with people saying how much Dead Cells is like this spiritual successor to the Metroidvania genre, I think after I'm done this podcast, I'm probably gonna go download Dead Cells and give it a go.
It is a phenomenal game. The one thing I will say about it is that unlike the original Vania games, like where you can start with a fixed weapon and then eventually find new weapons. This is like that on crack because it's like they give you a bunch of different weapon builds to choose from, and like again, like any roguelikes, there's like weird synergies you want to be out on the lookout for, because some shit will make your shit wildly more broken or better than
every run's different.
Everyone is wildly different. So like if you're okay with every run being different, and just it's a roguelite, so if you die you start over. But if you're okay with that, great game.
It's a Metroidvania roguelike?
Yes. So if you die, you start a new run. It's permadeath.
Okay.
Yep.
So definitely looking forward to that. The other thing that had popped up was Street Fighter 6.
Yes, and we got a very good trailer for that.
Holy shit. There is a lot of Street Fighter 6 that had happened over the weekend or through that trailer. There was a lot more than I was expecting. Obviously we had we had DJ showing. We had
like Street Fighter 6. Am I right? My eyes, it was so pretty.
We oh, come on, man. Look, Quintessence visibly looking sick. I'm about
to go take some Street Overlord and spend some time with all that new fan art that came out. I'm just gonna say it.
No. So I'm really looking forward to this game. It looked really interesting. It looks like they're bringing back DJ in a less racist character that he was previously.
What? No, stop. DJ was a cool character that they just ruined in 4. But like,
no, what do you mean? He always looked like that. That was his Street Fighter 2 design.
No. He just sucked in 4. I'm not saying that he didn't look like that.
Well,
he just was a trash character in 4.
There were some good characters in 4.
But no, like, I mean, why can't Black Jamaican Man have fun? That's all I'm saying.
Because that's racist.
New DJ looks fun. I have no idea what he does for work. Like, I kind of want to know his backstory.
He's
That's
a
the
DJ.
one thing that has bugged me about DJ. Like, I wish they would give me more about his backstory so I know what the fuck he's doing. Like, how does
he's a party DJ?
That can't be all he does, man. He fights. He's got to.
He also fights in the world fighting tournament thingies.
Give me that backstory. Why does
He's actually modeled after Billy Blanks.
That's cool. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
The master of Taibo himself.
World Warriors.
But yeah, no, new DJ looks really cool. I don't know if you saw any of the extra footage shit that's been coming out, but he's got like a backsway mechanic that looks tricky as fuck. He's got like a bunch of other cool looking shit. Very excited to try him out. Like the designs. Hope he gets some of his classic costumes back. But yeah, I'm actually excited for DJ. I didn't think I would be, but I am.
Yeah.
It looks like they totally redesigned his moveset. And oh my god, the other characters look hype as fuck too. I don't know if you guys want to take the lead on that, but I'm so ready.
Quinn, what did you think of the new characters?
I actually really liked Manon. She is like a judo grappling ballerina, which is sick. She like kind of like makes you dance with her for her throws, and I think that's a really interesting.
She looks like she's got some buttons too, bro. Like
what? Oh yeah, she's got some big buttons.
Yeah, well, I mean that's one of the things I'm most excited about 6 is that like no more stubby button game. Like 5 was the stubby button game. Like nobody had good pokes. Good pokes were a luxury in that game, and it looks like 6 they went back to giving people buttons. So very happy.
Yeah. Well, apparently she has like a mechanic where the more successful throws she does on someone, the more like medal points she gets, and that further augments her throws to make them even better with different properties.
Cool.
So yeah, she seems really, really interesting. I'm like, damn, is this the
design
character I'm gonna main? Cause she's wacky as shit and I love it. She's like Lady Gaga that throws you.
Yeah, it's just some Lady Gaga ass shit too. So like, okay, why is it that Street Fighter seems to be the only game that can design new fighting game characters that people actually like? Because if you notice, so few other games design new characters that people like. You know what I mean? Like Tekken does it okay.
I don't know what you mean actually.
Yeah.
Dig that grave.
I think very few fighting games design new characters that people want to see in later games.
What's an example here? Like what?
Just in my experience, I don't have great like so like Faku Ram. Like are people want to see Faku Ram in the next game? I don't know.
People love Faku Ram.
Okay, so the problem is you're talking to people who play a lot of Tekken with a lot of other people, and there are Faku Ram players, there's Bob players. There's gonna be somebody who wants to see that character return. Okay, will it be the majority? Will it be Bob so and so? Will it be August? I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of my point. Like, I think Street Fighter new characters seem to be more universally loved when they have, because a lot of them have really cool, neat designs than like a lot of other games when they do new characters. But that's just me. Maybe that's just a crazy opinion. Maybe that's just a hot take.
I almost feel like it's the opposite. I feel like Street Fighter actually has an issue with making interesting new characters, and that's why people are so blown away by the quality of 6. Because like one of the new characters we got in 5 or whatever was Nikali, and people hated his design.
So I think people weren't huge on his mechanics. His design's kind of cool. Like that's the thing. Like I think their designs are cool. It's just that 5 had a lot of issue with designing deep mechanics. Whereas I think 6 has both by the looks of it, and it's like, oh yeah, like mainline that right into my shit.
I don't know. I remember reading a lot of stuff about like people not liking a lot of the new characters.
It's a very subjective conversation, but
it is.
Ultimately, you could say from your point of view. I mean, I think Street Fighter makes great characters. I think Tekken makes great characters.
Yeah.
Do I think really what I think is, I don't think it's about the character design ultimately. I mean, it could be if you're getting into fighting games. Do I think John so and so like that just picked up Street Fighter day 1 and plays it for a week is going to be returning to play Hakan from Street Fighter 4? I don't think so. Okay, I you know what I mean? I just think it's I don't know. I don't think it's really worth anything talking about too much. I do think they both design great characters.
It's a subjective conversation. It's definitely
I think ultimately what if it's not the exact character design, I think it's the engine that they're using that really dictates what the characters look like a lot of times, if that makes sense. Like Capcom is, I believe Street Fighter 6 is using the the RE engine to make Street Fighter.
Yeah, but you also have to have like good base designs, right? Like it's not all just about the engine. You still have to have like interesting looking characters. Like Tekken 7 got bashed on repeat for like the design of Katarina.
Mm-hmm.
Who's just like generic
kind of lazy,
hoe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Street Fighter character designs aesthetically look really neat. Now, is the character interesting mechanically? I have no idea. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But like the people designing the characters, like in the art room, I think they kill it almost every time.
I don't really care for the way that DJ looks. I think you actually think they could have done a better job with him. But like, and I only mean that like his face looks weird. I don't know what it is. It just looks his like chin structure or something like that. Something about the way like
I mean, I felt like all the faces in Street Fighter 6 look a little bit off. Maybe it's because like the graphical style just kind of gives it like a slight uncanny valley type effect.
Photorealism is definitely like a difficult bridge to cross, yeah, or semi-photorealism.
Yeah.
Especially going from whatever the hell the graphic choice was in 5. I still don't know what they're going for in 5. Jesus Christ.
They're going for low budget. That's what they're going for.
Low budget, trying a new engine, giving Ken banana hair. But
yeah.
Let's move on. So what was next?
But yeah. Anyway, I think we're all looking forward to Street Fighter 6. It looks like a great game. There was assist. There's a bunch of new mechanics showing up. That who knows, they might have a versus mode for those, and I'm interested to see that. There was also a new. I just want to briefly go over this. There was also a new possible antagonist using the Psycho Power system that Bison has.
I believe JP.
Is it JP? I thought it might be
JP.
JD, but yeah, so JP, and that makes me think: is this actually Bison in his new body?
Bison from the future.
Could be. I don't know, dude. But yeah, anyway, Bison basically, in the trailer, he says, well, something about finding a new body or a perfect body or something along those lines, which is in line with what Bison was looking for during Street Fighter 4 and probably in Street Fighter 5 as well.
I'm thinking he's just another user of Psycho Power and he knew Bison.
He might be the one who taught Bison Psycho Power originally. We still don't know Bison's origin, right? So
we do know Bison's origin. It seemed like
he was literally just talking about Bison when he was like doing his little monologue thing.
Also there was Thick Big Mommy. Is it Manon? No, not Manon. Marissa.
Oh, yeah, Marissa.
Yeah. Big Mommy, Marissa, like. She looks I think she looks pretty cool.
Just a bruiser.
We need more women like her. And the first game I want to say is Tobal. The game Tobal. You go look at the characters in Tobal 1 or 2. There's this big woman named Bertha. Okay. She's the OG grappler mommy lady. So there you go. You heard it here
mommy
first.
Culture is cringe.
That's like just your opinion, man.
Hey,
I know. That's why I said I think.
That's great. And I think you should keep that to yourself. That's right.
Yeah, we don't see shame here.
And you know what else was a little cringe? Was the Tekken 8 trailer somehow was a little cringe because it's always a little cringe. You know what I'm saying?
Is the cringiest.
Tekken 8 is pretty.
We're pretending like we care about the story. It's wild.
No, well, I some people actually do care about that story.
I want to care.
I enjoy it, but I don't look into it any deeper than.
Yeah, I enjoy it as like a popcorn thing. It's like, hey, cool, people fighting.
I think Tekken 8 is going to be the most cinematic story mode we're gonna get.
For sure.
I think this is gonna be the best Tekken story mode since Tekken 6.
Okay. Please don't jinx.
Tekken
like that.
We can't jinx it. It's basically a given after that first trailer we got that was like pure story. It was gorgeous and it was so like cinematic and so interesting.
No,
and it'll probably keep going like that direction.
Explosions.
Yeah, cinematic.
I can't. You're like the fucking DC fucking Snyder fans. Yeah, man, the pink cinema. Nah, bro. Like we'll see. Like if there's a good story, I'm there. If not, whatever.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're there?
Back and her design is amazing.
She looks like June.
So good.
No, she's back.
How is June back? Okay, so Harada specified that he never said June was dead. He's never said that.
You know, I don't.
He's never actually said June is dead. June is missing, not June is dead.
Ogre holding unspecified, now confirmed not to be June's head in Tekken fucking
3. Yeah. Look.
Yeah, we don't know what head that was.
Quintessence, come on, man. June is coming back from heaven. The idea is thematically. How did you not? First of all, how did you not pick up on this?
That's not
Okay.
No, why?
Just
what,
okay. Here, let me
how
explain this to you, my friend.
Me.
Since you're such a Tekken scrub, okay? You Tekken scrub. You Tekken lore scrub. Okay.
Oh, hey, listen here. All right.
Yeah. The theme of it was that you have Kazuya from he's a demon. Jun from heaven. Okay, this is the theme. In the trailer, it shows Jun coming from above, from the light, from heaven, coming down, healing Devil Jin's powers. Healing Jin's powers. I'm just saying. Not only this, sir, quiet. Okay, look, let me dig this hole. Okay, dude. You have Angel from Tekken 2. Okay, you have in Tekken Tag when I believe she's in Tekken 2. In Tekken Tag when she reappears, do you remember the ending cinematic to her story? She walks.
No, because it doesn't matter.
She walks up to Jin, Devil Jin, or maybe even Kazuya, and takes away his devil powers and heals him, and he becomes human again. Okay.
Can we do like a
the same thing happens in the trailer?
But okay, so I'm gonna poke holes in all of this.
No, look, don't look. Listen to me. Don't poke holes in a series. No, shut up. Don't poke holes in a series or a lore that does not care about itself. Okay. Don't poke holes.
So Tekken Tag are all non-canon to start off.
Moving on. Okay.
No, we're talking about Tekken, bitch.
What are you talking about? Well, we're not moving on. August, we did your thing for like 800 years. I'm doing mine.
800 years.
800 years.
A slave.
So, anyway, tag games are non-canon. So that's just one.
Okay,
right?
Go on.
Also, Harada actually explained that that little part where like June was like holding like that holy energy, right? And then like touching Jin. So apparently that was from her rage art. And she was just using holy energy to kill the shit out of her opponent.
So like most of the Bible then?
Jesus, all right.
Anyway.
Literally.
But yeah, he's never said she's dead. That head was never confirmed as hers. I don't know.
The funniest thing,
he says that she's alive, and that's all we got.
The funniest thing I saw about all of the Jun is back news. Am I frozen? I can't tell anymore.
You're not frozen.
Thing I saw about all the Jun is back news or memes was like a picture of Kazuya that said, "I just got a text from my ex that said I'm back, bitch." Amazing, hilarious, peak comedy.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But
right.
All the character designs look pretty good. I think also for Tekken 8.
Huh.
Like,
Hold on.
Lars has like a regal ass outfit now. June's outfit looks amazing. Kazuya's drip is off the fucking chart.
Kazuya's drip is off the fucking chain. Kazuya's drip is motherfucking the game.
Always.
Meanwhile, Paul's drip has gone in the negative direction. Paul's drip is fucking
Paul got like a Karen haircut, and I don't know how to feel.
What the fuck is with his hair? It is the worst. Is some of the worst game hair.
Law turned into a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah, what the dude? Law's been hitting the fucking sauce. My God,
he definitely has.
It's roided the shit. Oh my God.
Oh, what else? I didn't care much for Jack. I think Jack looks weird. But I've never cared much for Jack, so I'm not a very good judge of Jack.
They're hitting that Moore's Law limit on how tiny they can make the Jack components to make it look better. But anyway. Okay, so
I guess on TikTok there's no...
The most interesting... What?
Keep going. Never mind. I'm gonna try to fix it.
I thought the most interesting thing, and I didn't watch the whole, because like I wanted to follow up actually on the Tekken news, because I might actually play this Tekken. Who knows? Anything's possible.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
Hey, like Kevin Garnett said,
anything is possible.
Anyway,
but what?
So I read a little bit about it. I watched part of the interview with Harada and Mike Murray. The big takeaway was that they're trying to redesign the battle system, which again makes everyone super nervous, and probably should make everyone super nervous. They had a couple clips of it. It looks like they're giving everyone kind of like a meter burn mechanic, or like a kind of a mechanic, similar to almost kind of similar to Street Fighter 6's, where you can do like dash rushes off it. Or maybe even, or like, think about kind of like rage cancel from 7, but like you get multiple of them now.
We actually saw Jin do it twice in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yes.
In a row.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Like the way he talked about it, I'm like, Tekken is not a game that needs more offense. It needs better defense. So I'm like, do you understand what people want from your game?
August, why are you... Can I ask you something really quick?
Hold on. Let me explain. Let me explain to you.
Okay, go on.
So, as your average casual Tekken watcher that thinks they know more about the game than they actually do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Thank you for the likes
on the internet that I think makes sense to me, and then I regurgitate them as fact. So let me finish. So basically, the internet consensus is that sidestepping has been nerfed in Tekken 7. So that's what needs to come back, and it's actually listen. Tekken is like the chess game of fighting games, so defense is good. And we need more of it. And to do that, we need to bring movement back into Tekken by allowing the male characters to be able to sidestep, not just female characters.
Can I just stop you for a second?
Not making every move track to where you are.
Can I ask you something? Can I just stop you for a second? Can I stop you for a second? If you're... also, I want to take a shout out to What in the TikTok chat for telling we have audio problems. Thank you very much. Shout outs to you. August. Are you cool with being fucking roasted for being wrong when you say shit like this?
Yeah.
Are you okay with that? Are you okay with saying shit you read on the internet and then just, coming in here and just being like, yo, no, you're fucking full of shit? And
listen,
are you
okay
with that?
Only play this game like 20 hours a week, so I'm gonna step in here and tell you the real shit.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the shit that I read on Reddit, which I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people don't really like. A lot of people that talk about fighting games don't actually play them.
I
crazy, but I mean,
the ones that are actually playing the fighting games are playing the fighting games. Go figure.
Right. So, like, why are you? No, look. First of all, the defensive options are fine. I don't really everything that you're talking about. Like everybody has a sidestep. If you're not able to sidestep certain things, it's because you don't know how to sidestep it. It shouldn't be sidestepped.
There are better sidesteps.
There are better sidesteps for some characters that don't have better defensive options, right? Or whatever.
Well, like all female sidesteps are better than male sidesteps, though.
Okay. So, but why?
For example.
What do you mean the sidestep needs to come back? What do you mean?
Talking about a game he never played?
Yes. Stop doing that.
He's reminiscing about the good old days of Tekken 5 when he never actually played Tekken 5.
Yeah.
Tekken 3. Going back all the way. Tekken 0. No, listen. Okay, so the big complaints were, and I kind of as even though I was joking, basically people were like, yeah, no, like they need to make movement a little bit more dynamic in Tekken, and movement was simplified in Tekken 7 versus in the older games. Whether or not that's entirely true, not 100% sure. I haven't played as much of the older games.
You know what that sounds like?
Yeah.
That sounds like one person who's like, man, Ganryu's fucking sidestep sucks. They need to make sidestep better in this game.
Well, no, I mean they do trend to.
Dude, I tried to sidestep that shit as Gigas, and it just didn't work.
They need to bring sidestep back.
Mechanics from older games to newer games to be for the new and flashy.
But we haven't even seen a character sidestep in 8, so I think like even theory crafting, I guess
that's just them complaining what they think they don't like about 7. And like exacting it onto 8. Oh, I get that. I'm just saying that like Harada's whole complaint that it's like, well, we don't want two people blocking all the time, and I'm like, when people are blocking, that means they're thinking about their next move. So like you're wanting to make Tekken more offensive. Definitely does sound like it's going to tend to make Tekken trend to being more mashy. And I don't think people want more mashy Tekken, to be honest, or at least not more mashy on offense. Like,
we don't know like anything about the new system, pretty much.
Saying,
like
this is a fear.
This is all Doomer talk. I get it. The Doomers are like in full bloom right now. Everyone's like, oh my god, I haven't seen a sidestep. They made Tekken into a 2D game. You can't sidestep anymore. Oh my god, do we still have Korean backdash? I haven't seen anyone backdash.
I need KPD right now.
It's stuff that will come later.
Some people don't know how to get their Doomer brains to stop. Like, some people don't know when their Doomer brain is getting to, like, no, that's insane. You know what I mean? Like, some people don't know how to stop it. But the people who can like Doomer brain sanely, you bring up some interesting points. That it's like, how are you gonna introduce an offensive mechanic without also introducing a defensive mechanic? That would be how I would want to balance a game. But
defensive mechanic is just blocking good and knowing strings.
I know, like, it said it was a gameplay trailer, but it really wasn't.
We got like 15 whole seconds.
We got 15 whole seconds of gameplay, and the rest of it was just story and like straight action. Now,
but I mean, okay, so my question is, would you want Tekken to be Soul Calibur?
No, then I'd play Soul Calibur.
That's my point.
Yeah, but we have no reason to believe it's going to be like that. All we've seen is the heat system, which, by the way, in that trailer, Kazuya just beats the shit out of Jin for using it.
Yes, but I'm just saying, like, I think people like the kind of more slow and methodical pace of Tekken versus a more rush down to your game like Soul Calibur. And if this is going to change that, I don't know if people will positively respond to that. But that's the only point I'm making.
Yeah, but Tekken players are notoriously bullheaded about any kind of change.
Yeah.
When in reality, your game has to keep evolving. You have to keep. You can't just slap a new coat of paint on it. We can't just have Tekken 7 2.5. You know. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't work that way.
Thing about the game developers, I'm just like, this is not, to me. just a meter burn mechanic for a couple little offensive things isn't that interesting. Like, give me a new defensive mechanic too to make the game interesting.
I mean, it could open up all new combos. Like,
new combos.
The way we've seen it used is interesting, I think, because it's basically our FADC.
Well, so I say FADC, but that's not the correct word.
Yeah.
Dash cancel. It's just a DC. Really.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
There's no focus attack, you know. But
well, I mean, they do an attack and then cancel. But
yeah, it's like an actual carry.
Whatever. It's like when people say alpha counter. It's like it's not from Street Fighter Alpha, you know. But whatever.
It's just like arguing semantics, really, though.
But it's not.
You know what you mean? Run cancel could be used.
I know what you mean. But it's a dash cancel, yes. But dash cancels alone are, to me, not that interesting. Like, give me something else. Give me a backdash cancel. Give me
but then you'll complain about that when you read about it.
And I want
if you're gonna give me a forward dash cancel, give me a backward dash cancel. Boom.
You realize that
Have
Tekken...
you seen how fast Korean backdashes just fuck everything up?
Imagine a dash cancel even faster.
Do you know why you don't need dash cancels? Is because you can dash and block at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of the only fighting games that you can actually dash and hold back and block something and not be punished for dashing.
Yeah.
It's why it really doesn't make any sense to have like an invulnerable backdash, because you can just block whatever is like, whereas in Street Fighter 4 when you backdashed you could be punished for it. But if you had like if the way that people made moves safe is like with Ryu's up like DP, right? He could DP and then he could focus attack, he could FADC backwards to be able to save it, but that would cost him meter. Whereas anyway.
Yeah. I think people are just doom and glooming. We don't have enough information.
Definitely don't have enough
so many factors. Like, we don't know anything. We have like 15 seconds
of actual
combined
gameplay
with like another cinematic story event. Like, that's all we have.
We don't have enough information. We won't till we get either a beta, which I don't even think Tekken does betas, so really when we get the game.
Well, you don't know that.
Yeah.
What used to happen was it would go to the arcade, right?
Yeah.
But arcades are dead. Let's be honest.
Well, also,
they're not cost effective.
Also, when Tekken 7 was being made was during the PS3 era, where it really didn't have betas back then. At least for fighting games. And
it came to arcades in freaking 2015.
Yeah, and then we didn't even get it until like in home console till 2017, I don't think.
Yeah, something like that. We've had this same game for so long.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that like not everyone might like the new mechanics, and they might have some interesting, not interesting. They might have some, I'm not going to call it even a valid critique, like they might have some informed critiques on why they don't like it. I'll put it that way. But we don't know what it is.
But there's always going to be people that don't like things. You can't avoid
but
that.
They might have...
And fighting game players don't like to change.
But but some of them have good reasons for liking the game they like. There's a lot of people that didn't make the jump to 5 because they just didn't like 5. And that's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
But like they had their reasons, and that's my point. Like there are people that might have valid reasons for not liking this change.
So what I'm getting out of this is don't go on Twitter and don't go on Reddit. Gotcha. All right.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
It's a shit show.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't listen to the bitch.
I've been cruising a little bit of it, and it's just people just losing their shit.
Now at the same time, sorry, buddy. At the same time, if you're a content creator, a lot of people recently that I've seen have been ragging on people for making speculation of the trailer when we really don't have that much to go off of. Though the whole point was for them to leave little bits and pieces for people to look at and say, "Hey, look, this is a little taste of what we're going to give you." Okay?
Yeah.
don't let other people, if you're another content creator, don't let other people sway you from that. Fuck those people. Do whatever you want. Make what you want about a video. Talk about whatever the fuck you want about something.
Augusts of the world.
What if they simplify? There's nothing wrong with that.
Like, I'm literally just giving like the most neutral view of the counterpoint, and you guys are still pooping on me. I'm just like, some people might not like it. Some people don't like change. Some people don't have good reasons for it.
Simplify it for a larger audience.
Well, they're going to simplify it for a lot of. I mean, most likely, Tekken 8 is going to be a little bit more simple for newer players. That is what every single fighting game is doing. There's nothing wrong with that as long as they're able to meet everyone halfway for like legacy players to have their mechanics to where ultimately the only way you're going to get better is to learn those legacy skills. And I think that's how they're going to balance it out. Because no matter what,
they already took away the two types of like
grabs.
Yeah, like it's like a one button grab grab teching rather than like the guessing between the two grab tech types.
What are you talking about?
They're saying like instead of doing 1+3 or 2+4, you now only have to do 1 or 4.
Yeah.
Or 1+2.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying in earlier Tekken games. But
okay.
So like as long as with the newer Tekken game, because no matter what, ultimately it'll be simplified for a newer audience, but as long as they have the same depth with like in a early coding for newer players to get into, and then hopefully they stay, I think they'll be able to meet everyone a little bit halfway, because no matter what, those legacy players are still going to be better than those newer players. No matter what, it doesn't really matter.
I don't think that's I agree with you. I 100% agree with you, Matt. Like, I 100% agree that the people who put the time and effort in and understand a lot of the high-level game mechanics are going to be better, just because they have the experience. They have the experience. They have the dedication. They have the motivation. They're going to put the time and the work in no matter what, but they also kind of understand a lot of the metagame. Problem is again, there can be a lot of just weird stuff that changes that they're not gonna like. And a lot of it might just be like game pacing or game style. Like I think one of the biggest hold on, let me finish. I think one of the biggest things people don't like from going from the older Guilty Gears to the newest Guilty Gear Strive is you just do so much fucking damage in Strive. It's like Unga the fucking game. Like every decision can lead to just massive damage, and like the older Guilty Gear was technical, but it was also a little more slower, cerebral. If you made a mistake, you weren't immediately gonna die.
You died.
You died.
If you made a mistake, you died.
Look, leave it.
Chances to get out of like shit in the corner. You weren't like blown up for one combo, right?
No, you were blown up for one combo.
Yeah, you could.
Guilty Gear has always had way off the charts damage.
If in Guilty Gear in Exard, if I got you to a dizzy state, you're dead. Because I can literally like I can hit you in a dizzy state and then I could just enter in the insta kill and you would be dead. Just off that.
So I guess
save my meter till the second round, hit insta kill, and then just it's over.
Yes, but like that's what I'm saying. You could have situations aligning where you could almost TOD someone, but the likelihood of those situations aligning was I'm not gonna say lower than it was now, but like listen, like in modern Guilty Gear and Strive, like you have a big damage character. You can kill someone in like 2 big combos, and it didn't really feel like that before.
So I think if you look at it carefully, every single fighting game, if I touch you twice, you're dead. It doesn't really, and you're efficient. Every fighting game, even Street Fighter 2.
Level play, yes, but that's not the point.
No, not even highest level play. Like medium level, like I know the combos, I know how to do this shit, I know the setups. You're good, and that's all. That's really all it is. And then after that, that's when high level play comes into place, because it's like, I know he wants to do X, Y, and Z. Now I have to figure out how to get and handle X, Y, and Z and take care of that. So do you think having a simple combo system and then only competitive combos are locked behind them like DBZF? Well, see, that is what a lot of fighting games are doing right now. I don't know if it'll have a simple combo system because, again, there's not enough to go off of. And if they do, once again, they'll probably do it like KOF 15, where ultimately you have the, light buttons, mash that 5 times and do a super, right? But to actually optimize and get the real damage, you want to learn the combos. But anybody who picks up the game can just, sit there and mash the button and have fun. But I mean, which I think is nice for like somebody who's just like, your little cousin who comes over, they can do the cool combo. They can feel like a cool, and then it'll like encourage them to be like, well, if I really want to get good at this, I gotta, take it a little step further. I like that. Does it really work? Does it encourage newer players to stay? That is another question. I don't really think it does. But I do think that even if they do have simple combos, so again with DBZF, that's a whole nother thing, because from what I know, the combos, the sample combos that they have are a larger part of the high level play, which I don't really care for. But I think other games
in Dragon
do
Ball
that
Fighters,
better.
There's moves you can only do inside of the auto combos.
So DBZF is like a very rare breed of a fighting game where not really much things play like it, but not quite the same. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of like does its own thing with damage. It's very unga bunga. It's I just agree with how much but every fighting game, once you really break it down to like a certain point, you're still gonna take a lot of damage.
Yeah, I disagree with you too on that.
This is just what I think. You disagree with me or him?
I disagree with you, but
yeah. On what part?
The thing about like like 2 combos kill on average in a fighting game.
I think you'll find that you are gonna hit stun by the time, at least hit stun by the time 2 combos hit. If you're playing Street Fighter 2 and somebody does a really good combo, a lot of times you'll hit stun. Like, I'm just saying, like that's really most of the time that's how fighting games work.
And we've moved on from Street Fighter 2. Most don't have that restrictive a stun system. But anyway,
that's only coming from me who actually plays fighting games. So I mean, that's just one man's opinion.
Okay.
So, Moik, well, those combos, like those auto combos in Dragon Ball Fighters, are like a fairly large chunk of damage for basically no effort. They also baked in specific mechanics with those, so people are also forced to use them. Like if you want to summon the dragon or collect the Dragon Balls, you still have to use those.
Yeah.
And Dragon Ball FighterZ is also the kind of game where you mess up once and you're losing a character at like the mid-level of play.
That's true. You also do have 2 other characters as well. But
yeah. So you effectively have 3 hits in Dragon Ball Fighters.
All I'm saying is that okay. So to again, I hate having to speak for Reddit, but like, I think
someone has to.
There are people that like the things they have legitimate concerns about some of the changes fighting games are making. Like, yes, now fighting games need to evolve. That's 100% true, but again, I like a more of a culture of informed discussion where like people give their opinion and they support why that's their opinion. And yeah, you can just be like, okay, like that's why you don't like it. I understand, and we can just move on. Like not it. Like I hate that it has to be a he's right, she's wrong. He's right. He's like I hate how it has to be that like a right or wrong culture. Someone has to have an opinion.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it's not the fact that you don't. It's not the fact that you don't play fighting games that you're wrong. I'm just saying. How about this? I'll rephrase this. From my experience.
You, Matt.
No, I'm not trying to insult you. From my yes, I'm really not trying to insult you. I'm really not. From my personal experience, about 2 combos and you're dead. Okay, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying your conjecture is wrong.
That's not even what I was circling back to, bro. I was just making the point that like when like people make changes in fighting game mechanics, there are people who don't like those changes, and they have valid reasons for not liking those changes.
Okay, sorry, I probably should have listened to you, but yes, that's fair. I mean, it's fair, but also I think a lot of people have also made the point of saying a lot of those people don't will make the complaint, but they will not be there when the fixes are made, or they're not actually supporting the game, and so and people and the devs listen to them, but they don't listen to the actual players that are like there for long periods of time. They're listening to like the
devs don't listen to anybody. Okay, so that's not true. That is an unfair assessment of devs, but I
think that's what I've heard people say.
Devs will always take their own opinion over gamers, and a lot of okay, they can be right a lot of times, and it's a dev. So this is a whole different level of philosophy, but at the end of the day, the dev is going to be the one to make decisions. So they can do whatever they want with the game. Do the players have to like it? No.
Sometimes they do shit that nobody.
Not gonna get into who's right, who's wrong. Doesn't really matter. But like, at the end of the day, the devs are gonna make a decision. But yeah, I mean, sometimes the players have valid reasons for not liking the things they don't like, and that needs to be talked about. You know what I mean? Not everyone's doom and gloom. Some people like really have a good reason for not liking this thing, and like it just is what it is, you know. Like,
I mean, if we circle back to Strive, you talked about how people were upset with Strive, because of the damage. When in reality, most people are upset with Strive because of the oversimplification of the game at its core.
I don't think
like character move lists were like cut in half. Yes. The Gatling system was just tossed out the window.
That's another reason people are upset with Strive. It's not the only reason.
It's the driving force for like the Guilty Gear heads were like, wait, what is this? You know, like where's my depth? Where is?
It's not the only thing they're upset about, and that's my point. Like it's more than one thing. It's more than one change. Like it has to like. Not every, like I hate how everything has to be a contest of like it's this or it's this or it's this or it's this.
Well, that's what a discussion is, though.
Yeah, but I'm also saying the damage has always been there.
But the damage in this game is way more dramatic than it's been in other games.
Well, I'm
pretty sure everyone said this game hits harder than previous games.
Look,
some characters did.
I look at it again, like, take it back to the ones and zeros of Street Fighter 2, right? Like, that's how I look at it, right? Street Fighter 2 is a ridiculously damaging game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not crazy on that, right? Like,
no,
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
It's trying to. I think the vision is that Strive was trying to bring it to a more simplistic version, closer to what something like Street Fighter 2 was, which is something that people love, and it's sort of like saying like, well, we're gonna take away more mechanics, but we're gonna give you more damage to kind of give it more of a, you know. It doesn't feel like
cinematic feel, exciting feel.
Sure. I just that's well, like, what. Yeah, I would kind of. It felt
going
like
from other Guilty Gears to Strive. Okay, so the damage has remained mostly the same. However, in Strive, you're pressing a lot fewer buttons to do that same amount of colossal damage, and I think that's where the disconnect kind of came in.
I think that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because like in like Rev 2, for example, right? You're pressing like freaking 30 buttons. You're just
Rev 2 is ridiculous.
Hammering that shit in, right?
The combos are longer.
And then in Strive, you press like 8 and you do the same damage.
that's kind of my point though. Like the pace of the game is different because of the action.
It's been simplified. It's been dumbed
changed.
down.
The feel has changed. I'm not gonna call it dumbed down. The feel has changed. It's gone to like how Matt said, a Street Fighter 2. Every hit is just a big fucking hit.
Yeah.
Game, you know? And that's just a different philosophy. I'm not saying someone's right or wrong. I'm just saying there can be people that don't like that because they liked the high APM game that old Guilty Gear was versus the new, like, every hit just hits harder, so you don't have to press as many buttons.
August, I just want to two things I want to say. August, I want to say no matter what, I value your opinion. Okay, don't think that anything you say here.
Doesn't play fighting games. I spend hours watching fighting games, but I don't play fighting games.
Listen to me.
Reading about them.
Listen to me. Okay, watching them is something different. Okay, and that doesn't mean that your opinion isn't taken into consideration. But sometimes you have to understand that if you're going to talk about Tekken, something that we play lots of hours of, you might get questioned about that, and that's okay. That's not. That doesn't.
But like, it'd be one thing if you.
You also said you read that off of Reddit.
It'd be one thing if you met my opinions based on what I was saying. But no, you got to go with the low blow of you don't play fighting games. Like,
that wasn't my criticism. That was just the one. That was just the one that hurt the most. But that was not my criticism.
What was the point? Like, I'm trying to make a point about the feel of the game, and and you're just like, bro, you don't play games. Why are you making like that's reductive?
Because so, fine. So I will try not to do that. Instead, I'm going to give you in the future. I will.
Of what I'm saying,
sure.
Just...
Which I did, and you still don't remember that, but that's because I said something more offensive, probably first or second, whatever. It doesn't matter. Bro, that face. But either way. So I do also think that there are times, and the last thing I want to say about this before we move on is that there are also times where devs just add in ridiculous shit, or they add in stupid stuff where it's like, who the fuck thought this was a good idea? Like, first of all, like the wall bounce mechanic in Tekken 7 is still kind of fucking stupid. Like, I don't really care for it. We already have a wall bounce mechanic, but they want you to be at the wall and like, well, this is okay. Again, usually by the end of a life of a fighting game, like say if there's a sequel coming, the devs will start to bring in ideas or mechanics from the next game that they want to play around with. And that's where it's like there's not always a connect, where it's like they did it with Ultra Street Fighter 4. And I'm sure they even did it with...
Oh, you're talking about Guard Crush.
Yes, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about Guard
Crush.
Okay.
Is that...
You keep saying wall bounce?
The one where you just like kind of bump against the wall and then you have a bunch of plus frames to do with whatever you want?
Is it actually a Guard Crush where, like, if you're guarding near the wall and I slap you, you bounce off the wall a little bit?
Some of them.
And then do you but you don't always necessarily, well, yeah, with Valkyrie, but he was like hard baked into that mechanic. Other people have adopted it now. But I think with now it's sort of like it feels like an unnecessary sort of mechanic, but it's for like later, like more experienced players to kind of play around with. But do you actually even get full combo if you're near the wall and you guard crush in Tekken 7? You don't get full combo. No. It's just there to startle someone.
You get a bunch of plus frames.
Yeah, that's it.
But they're guard plus frames. Yeah, so like, they can still guard, but you basically get a free mix-up in most scenarios.
Yeah. So
which could lead to a combo if, they fuck up real bad.
Again, it's just there to startle someone. See, and that's how I look at it, because I know a more experienced player won't be frazzled by that at all. So it's sort of like, I look at it, I'm like, okay, so great. So once I play player X, that's not gonna fucking matter because they're gonna eat that and still block everything I throw at them. So
and I also agree with Moik over here. How you talk about the devs do something that no one likes, and then the community ends up like seeing the light later, and they actually like it.
That's one of
I feel like for the most part, the devs know their game, right?
Yes.
In a lot of scenarios, especially like with Tekken, something we've had like the same group of people involved with Tekken for so long. I don't know how they would really screw it up like they did with Tekken 4.
See, and that's like one of those things where it's like, how like some fighting games become like legendary, where it's like Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It's like people are still playing that game, still finding new shit about it. Third Strike, right? People are still figuring out new shit about Third Strike, where it's like that it wasn't they're not always an intended mechanic that was built into the game, but people are still
emerging gameplay is a thing.
Yeah, and it's actually one of the most beautiful things I find about fighting games, because since it's such an old competitive genre of fighters, is that I love to hear things like, I don't really play Third Strike competitively, but when someone's like, oh, there's new tech about like X, Y, and Z, or they figured out this thing about Nikali, or, oh, you know what? Dhalsim's really good in fucking Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, Dhalsim's somewhat viable in that game now? Like, it's not, like, just the same, like, 6, to 8 characters that everyone's gonna make teams with. I love hearing that shit.
Those devoted players are built different.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of sad the mod communities kind of went away, or at least visibly, like on YouTube for 5, because I think with a couple more tweaks, 5 could have been a super interesting game. I mean, heck, even 5 by itself turned into an interesting game at the end. So
yeah, I mean,
Street Fighter 5 now is a fully serviceable game. It's decent. Like, it started off admittedly not great, but they righted the ship, and that's at the end of the day, that's all that matters. I'm gonna be brutally honest here.
So
people aren't gonna really like focus on the beginning. They're gonna be like, yeah, but now when I actually go to play the game in the current version I play, it's like this.
But it still has that like balling on a budget kind of feel and look, and not just like that, but it's like there's shit that you wanted for the game that never happened that you felt like totally could have. Like Abel is a model in the game. Why do we never get Abel? The dolls are models in the game. Why do we never get them?
I mean, Street Fighter 5 is such a weird development that happened with that game, and
fired halfway through. I mean, clearly shit was not going right behind the scenes.
Like, for sure. I think Ono leaving is a blessing for Capcom.
Yeah, absolutely.
The game only got better after he left.
Don't get me wrong.
The game just kept rapidly improving after he left. I don't know. Maybe it's a coincidence.
I appreciate Ono and the things that he's done, but I think I'm happy to see what the newer breed of developers for Street Fighter 5 have been doing. Like, and like, even just listening to them talk, you kind of get the impression that they love the community, they love the games and stuff, and they're not just gonna hold up a Blanca toy and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna say some crazy shit and then I'm gonna leave." And
that's always the argument for having a new generation take over, is that they've seen the development, they've seen the evolution, they've seen where things are going, and now they want to iterate. Whereas, like, I think the older generation is still chasing goals from the past, and it's like, no, man, the new generation sees all the new potential that there is out there.
But I will say, I think Ono's first fighting game was Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and believe it or not, over the years that game has developed a light rumbling of sort of like, this game, this game's actually pretty good, and I think it's a great game. But is some shit in it actually useless? Are some characters not viable? Absolutely. Could that have been fixed if the game had a longer life cycle? I think so. Could it have had like a Street Fighter 5 type shit? Probably. That game has a lot of potential.
It didn't have the money for it.
Right.
I think it wasn't making money. It was just a money sink.
Yeah, I think they thought it was going to be something a lot bigger, obviously, than what it was. But so
DLC gems can't save you.
Elijah, real quick, Elijah said, "I feel like Tekken is one of the only solid fighting games that I feel like Tekken is one of the only solid fighting games every single release. Just my opinion. This is on TikTok. Tekken 4 in probably probably 6 and Tag 2 are considered probably some of the weaker side of things. 6 maybe not so much, but definitely 4 and 4 Tag 2. Sure. But 4 again is like people appreciate it for the weird ugly child that it is, the same way they appreciate Cross Tekken. You know what I mean? And people don't like Tag 2 because it literally almost killed Tekken as a franchise. Yes. It's the lowest selling Tekken of all time. God knows why. That was a very awkward time for Japanese gaming in general, because a lot of like developers were like outsourcing to Western companies because that seemed to be the hotness. You know, you had your Gears of War or whatever, and which is why we got DMC, Devil May Cry, you know, weird shit like that. And, you know, it was really a really horrible growing pain to where it's like, now it's like, oh, we have DMC5 now. And it's like, oh, well, you know what, it finds out...
right with the world.
There is healing.
It feels like, you know, it's great to see. It's like, oh, well, you know what, money doesn't matter as long as we make a great game. It doesn't matter if it's a Western developer or an Eastern developer. It's just very, like, misguided sort of attempts to bring franchises back to greatness. But anyway, we should probably move on.
But Moik said that Harada is too much of a bad bitch to let anything slide, and
he is.
That's probably true.
Harada is...
To ease some minds, he actually said for Tekken 8 that he doesn't want to simplify it. He wants to retain the difficulty of Tekken. Yes. So like it'll probably still have like the assist mode, but the assist mode at most lets you do like a couple moves and like 2 combos, and the combos don't really work. And the assist moves have like negatives attached to them.
I love fucking Harada. He's such an amazing person.
He's like, all right, fine. Here's your assist mode, but it just doesn't really work very well.
Was that August?
Harada's whole personality annoys me. There are small moments.
I love Harada.
But most of the time,
he likes to joke around. He loves to joke around.
Harada is camp.
I think that can rub people the wrong way.
Harada is camp the same way that his series is camp. You don't take it too seriously. He's just there to have fun. It's like his whole "Don't Ask Me for Shit" t-shirt. That it's like, come on, how can you not love that? Where, you know,
yeah, and he even hard embraced it.
I like way back when Elon was in pocket, I would have called him the Elon Musk of fighting games, but now that's a slur. So that's like too far. And like I just want to call him the like Tesla, like the like the Tesla.
Oh, before you knew who Elon was, you mean?
Yeah.
What the hell? How dare you do Harada like that?
That's what I'm saying. Harada... Now it's too far. Now it's too mean. That's what, like, I'm talking about, like, before,
even before
like,
that's rude.
Like a internet personality.
Harada has been great.
Harada's definitely the mashed potato Sakurai.
You might not like him, but he's done like huge things for Tekken and the Tekken community.
He is a great advocate for the game. I just think he's
and Michael Murray, even if Michael Murray has some interesting takes.
A little bit too abrasive. Well, I feel like people who play fighting games a lot of times have interesting takes. Actually,
I feel like people that don't play fighting games sometimes have interesting takes too.
I agree, Backlog. They can have some wild takes.
Tekken needs to bring back the backdash.
No, I said they need to bring back the sidestep, which is what Reddit said.
I'm sorry. Don't you listen to me, August. Don't you ever fucking be the voice for Reddit ever again, okay?
Yeah,
don't you lower your standards, okay?
That's the point I made about
don't you know Reddit's a worthless cesspool?
I'm sorry.
Reddit's worthless.
It's ironic how it's like when I talk to you, I'm like, don't you want to be a part of the didn't you want to control the backlog Reddit? And you're like, no, I hate Reddit and the people that talk on there. Yet also quotes the Redditors.
That's how you know.
Rada sent all those kids into the mines for lithium. God damn it.
But
Elon Musk
you need to hate Reddit, even though you love Reddit, you've achieved like the first level of Reddit.
Reddit's just shit now. Like, it's gotten progressively more shit.
It's got some good, some bad. But anyway, yeah, no, I'm excited for Tekken 8. I hope we're not. The biggest thing I'm nervous about is like literally in the beginning of the interview with Harada, they're like, we spent so much money redoing the models, and I'm like, why? The models for 7 were great. Like I know, like, Unreal Engine. Like I know the reason.
They weren't. They redid all of the animations and the models. The animation. Have you seen Kazuya's animations?
Matt, listen. This is.
Did you call him Matt?
It looks no. I don't think I did. No. My point is that I am exceedingly nervous because if they spent so much money, that means they are praying to God it sells well. Because if it doesn't, it's going to be very bad. And that is my fear. Because if it doesn't, I will be very sad. Because I want more Tekken. I don't want them to be, I don't want it to go tits up. Like, this is the best.
August, in our current gaming scape, spending money on one game and having that game fail is enough to sink companies.
That's what
because game development is so expensive.
Yes.
Like, I mean, that's not just like a Tekken problem, right? Tekken has to put all this money into this game to make it look pretty. They have to advertise it. They have to really like innovate it to pull in all of these sales. So they can't afford to just use the Tekken 7 stuff again. Hell, they're moving it into next gen exclusive. It's only gonna be on the PS5 and whatever the hell the Xbox is right now.
We're entering Morgan Sprite levels of Tekken 7, like reused characters.
Yeah, right.
This guy enjoys seeing next gen with PS4 at the bottom. So I mean, bro, what else is there? Like, there are no PS5 games. Let's be real. Like, they're really just PS4 and PS5 games. I
don't have a reason to buy a fucking PS5.
You want to know why there are no PS5 games? You want the real answer? Because they're all fucking PC games.
Oh my god! Did you just say that?
I can't agree with that.
Like, no. That's my point about game development in general. Is everything is developed for the most part on a PC
for the lowest common denominator.
Not that unique anymore.
Well, they are now starting to develop games just for PS5. But it's because they believe that there are PS5s out there to be sold.
Well, they have to move forward, right? Like,
they have to try.
Right now, the PS4 is literally holding back gaming. And
probably the Xbox
moving
One
forward.
Yeah. But anyway, of course. Let's finish out this list because
but let's be real. Let's be real. What's on the Xbox? Can someone name me an Xbox exclusive?
Halo.
They literally had an interview with the dude the other day. No, they had an interview with the dude the other day that was just like, Halo. Oh my god, it was the most fucking paradoxical statement. I think he said they want to grow Xbox. Oh fuck. They want to grow gaming bigger by growing Xbox smaller. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
PC Master Race.
They just want to push Game Pass for PC and Xbox, but they don't really want to make new consoles.
I would love to have exclusivity just wiped out.
It's
like I hate when I can't get something because it's just locked behind something arbitrary. I hate when other people can't get something just because it's locked behind something arbitrary. Like, we should just all be able to have the same shit.
So in a perfect world, yes, but the odd fact is, and I agree, I think all games should be on all platforms after a certain period of time, but a lot of the exclusivity is paying for games that would not have gotten made without the exclusivity.
I can't wait.
The Bayonettas are examples. There's a shit ton of examples probably on PlayStation.
Well, the Bayonettas are just Nintendo seeing potential in a franchise that wasn't actually making huge amounts of money, right? And so they bought this and then
that's my point.
Pushed things forward. Yeah, but it didn't have to be Nintendo. It could have been anyone. It could have been anything.
That doesn't mean it would have been anyone. Someone had to be like, "No, I like this. Let's put money in it." But because we're the ones putting the money in it, we get first dibs.
Yeah, I don't. It's just. I hate exclusivity. It's dumb. It's pointless. It's just it holds back games.
Look, all I'm saying is I can't wait until Just Dance 2023 on the Wii. So tune into my stream whenever that drops.
Right.
Because we'll be playing it.
Are you gonna turn to the next Amaranth? You gonna be the male Amaranth?
I'm gonna be wearing nothing but bra and panties. Anyway.
What else do we got here?
Yo guys,
you get some abs. You might be able to do it, homie.
Final Fantasy. I can't wait until my mostly 16. Gay audience.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I fucking thought.
It's just look, I'm just pointing out something that would probably be true. Just
more squad.
Final Fantasy 16.
Final Fantasy 16.
Kind of like a banger.
Definitely is.
Like a snack.
It definitely.
We got kaiju battles.
Sorry about that, guys.
Do you think this is gonna
We're back to like.
That's the question.
What? No, I think they're completely different kinds of games.
Wait, what's that? I mean, remember that didn't August have some like ridiculously trash take on Final Fantasy series not too long ago?
I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it. Probably read it on Reddit.
Yeah, I think I can't remember what it was, but it's something like
these takes are so crazy Reddit wouldn't even come up with it.
Right.
So Final Fantasy 16 is pretty.
Yeah.
It looks fun. Like we're getting back to some of that good old, more like medieval type-ish Final Fantasy with like knights and swords and armor. The good.
Yeah, that is actually pretty cool.
It's like an action game though, still, right? Like it's not turn-based.
Yes. It has to be an action game.
Bro, it hasn't been turn-based since like 4 games ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Which is probably 2011? 2009?
Was it 13? The one that people didn't like?
It was 11.
That was the end, the turn-based.
Wait, wasn't 11 not turn-based as well? It was like it wasn't because you still
11 was the MMO.
What's the one? Is it 12 I'm thinking of? It's 12.
12, the one that played kind of like
because 10 was the last, like you walk around, like you enter battle, you didn't see the enemies out in the field.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it was definitely the shifting point. Could be wrong.
13 was hallway simulator.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Active turn-based is what I'm thinking.
The more active turn. Yeah, that was 13 had a more active turn because like characters like moving around and doing shit. I'm like, oh, I remember doing this in Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, I think
I'm glad Final Fantasy caught up.
12 was the start of that.
I fucking love the idea of ATB.
I mean, there are other games that are doing that now.
There need to be more ATB games, bro.
Yeah, they're getting there. But yeah, now we're basically full like actiony fighting kind of Final Fantasies.
I'm okay with. Did any of you guys ever play the one with the one with Limp Bizkit? Shit, help me out.
The one with
the guy with the headphones. Matt, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
The World Ends With You? The World Ends With You.
No. Matt knows exactly what I'm fucking talking about.
No, whenever someone says Limp Bizkit, I start to laugh because it's fucking Limp Bizkit.
What,
the main character of The World Ends With You has headphones on.
No, the Final Fantasy game that just came out, but it's on Epic, so we can't play it.
Oh, anyway, so yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about either.
Final Fantasy game that just came out, but
it's you're talking about the fucking one with chaos, the chaos one.
He doesn't have headphones.
Yeah, what's that? He's got a headband. He's got head something.
He's like
Origins.
No, is it Final Fantasy Origins? It's the one where it's like a specifically action game that was made by, I believe, Team Ninja.
The Dead Cells adjacent one. Yeah.
Talk about that one. What's that one called?
Hold on. Origins. Final Fantasy. It's not Origins.
Is he listening to Limp Bizkit?
Limp Bizkit.
Stranger in Paradise.
Yes, Strangers in Paradise. And
Jesus.
Yes, Strangers in Paradise.
Doesn't have headphones.
Yes, okay, yeah, Moik.
How else is he doing it?
Shoutouts to Moik for being on top of it. Speaking of Chrono Trigger, maybe
I said it before he put it in there.
Listen.
But good job.
Look, I'm just saying, hot dog flavored water, chocolate starfish.
Delicious.
Chainsaw skin your ass raw.
Trigger, maybe if you guys want to get into it, Chained Echoes looks sick. I have not even heard of Chained Echoes. What?
Exos.
Okay. I'll have to look at that after.
Strangers in Paradise. I'm still waiting for it to come to Steam, if ever, but that looked fun. That's another action Final Fantasy game that I wanted to try. Also, Limp Bizkit.
Also, we need if Limp Bizkit isn't doing the full soundtrack for Final Fantasy 16, I don't know if I want it.
Yeah. So
I don't think he could sing a song in the current year without being canceled.
You know what?
Was he canceled for his last album?
It's all one big metaphor.
Because he had an album that came out like a year ago.
Shit, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the grandfather. His grandfather.
Yikes. He's grandfathered in.
Okay, so anyway, no, I guess my point is that can we have how
it definitely lacks
made by the sister company and it lacks quality. Oh yeah, it does not have that polish. It was a rough game.
Fantasy is coming out.
Yep.
What, next week?
16?
No, not new, but the
Crisis Core.
Crisis Core Reunion. Yeah, that comes out soon.
Is it that has a cameo of Gact, who's a Japanese rock star or something like that?
Is Gact
been for years?
Yeah, Gact was in the original Crisis Core.
I'd be very surprised if Gact's not in this one.
So that's my So on the topic of cameos, Western artist cameos.
You completely cut out.
Okay. On the subject of cameos, when are we gonna start getting random Western artist cameos in video games? Where's my
I don't want that.
No,
the last cameo I saw was Ed Sheeran in Game of Thrones, and I hated life.
A non-cameo. No, give me Eminem in Final Fantasy, bro. Give me something that the 90s people will just be.
Gact is not actually in this.
What? Oh,
disappointing. A different character is recorded. They removed Gact. Well, yeah, I mean, doesn't Gact have a problematic history?
Oh, I'm sure he's a rock star.
I don't know, maybe.
I believe he has some sort of weird, crazy.
Probably not a Nazi, at least.
August.
No comments will be made. No comments.
But Crisis Core Reunion looks cool.
Yeah, I'll be playing that.
I hope they innovate on Crisis Core because Crisis Core was way too easy, and the game could use more content.
It's gonna. I mean, it's gonna be
not padding, but it needed more meat on those bones. It was very much oh yeah, this is definitely a PSP game. Yeah. Nobody mistake this for anything else.
All I'm saying, Kendrick Lamar cameo would be fire.
Look, Kendrick Lamar as Gact.
Is the next topic Kanye? Unfortunately not.
But yeah, no, I'll be playing this game. I think it looks cool. Also, I don't think we even really said anything about Final Fantasy 16 really, other than it's happening.
Cool. I don't know what
we
don't.
Cool. We know like kaiju battles and
kaiju battles,
armor and swords,
bringing things back to the OG.
Yeah, he has like the soul of Ifrit in him or something like that. It's crazy. I don't know.
It definitely has an OG feel to it, where it's like it feels like Final Fantasy V or something like that. But yeah, I think sorry, going back to Crisis Core, I think it looks really cool. I think I'm interested to play it again. It's crazy how poor the marketing has been for this game, whereas like nobody has heard about it.
I didn't even know it was coming out soon. I mean, I thought it was still far out.
It's basically the if you know meme personified in marketing.
Yeah, kind of.
If you give a shit about Final Fantasy, you're probably gonna get it. If you don't, yeah, don't really, so whatever.
It basically
Kendrick's music on 16.
Let's be real. This should be DLC for Final Fantasy VII.
No, and it's probably big. I kind of disagree. It's big enough that it kind of should be separate, but yeah,
it should be DLC.
We already had that though. We already had Intergrade.
Yeah, we already had Intergrade.
Yeah, and this could be DLC to Intergrade. I don't see why not.
I don't know why this had to be its own game,
bro.
It was its own standalone game to begin with.
On the PSP.
Still a standalone game. Up remastered.
Most people
on a bite-sized PSP
probably have not played this game, and I don't think it's going to sell very well, which is why I don't think that they are. I think it's why it's going to be a full price game. It's probably going to be $60 day one.
No, 40,
yeah,
40 or 50.
They tried to sell Intergrade for some ridiculous price.
Yeah, because
it was 70, wasn't it?
I'm probably on PS4, PS5.
Yeah, maybe sorry. I don't know. I think all
it was PS5 exclusive, actually.
Yeah, for a while.
I think all the current gen consoles are upping their base price to 70 next year, which is gonna suck, by the way.
Well, yeah, but us PC probably won't be affected by it too much. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to it. It looks fun. Hopefully, there's Kendrick Lamar makes an appearance. I can't wait.
Hell yeah.
Dude, you don't know how hyped that was.
That'd be fucking hype as shit. Did it again.
I'm just playing as Ifrit, and all of a sudden Kendrick Lamar starts playing. I'm like, shit, all right, let's go.
Dude, he starts rapping while you're like fighting. Oh my god, you don't even know.
Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning.
Oh, Crisis Core is $50. That's insane. I can't believe they're charging $50 for that game.
Yeah, right, I'll buy it in a few months when it's on sale.
I'll pull it out of the bargain bin.
Dude, I mean, considering how much they charge for the GTA remasters, I'm not surprised how much they charge for just.
Oh man, those shit ass
ports. We don't talk about the GTA remasters.
Anyway,
yo, Hades. Speaking of strange sequels, hey, Hades 2. So how are they gonna make a Hades 2 without Hades? Go on.
It's not about Zagreus. It's about your boy.
Yeah, it's not about.
Yeah, it's about your girl. Actually, it's
about your girl.
Yeah.
It's about like the daughter of Zeus, it seems, and Kronos has beaten and captured Zeus, and so she has to save him. Yeah. And that's all we know.
So this is how I feel about this. This game is going to be great, but at the same time, at the end of the day, am I just gonna like? This is 100% a first world problem, but am I gonna be like? For me, with a sequel, I don't want new colors and a new character. I want something new, and I'm like, are you gonna introduce some new mechanic that's gonna be like, oh, yo, this is cool. Like, we didn't have this in the first one, or is it just gonna be more similar to the first one? You know what I mean? Again, this is the hardest jump to ever make, but I loved the change that Risk of Rain went from having a 2D game to a 3D game for Risk of Rain 2. Nobody does that. It's fucking insane. Like, people might hate your game, but they did it, and Risk of Rain 2 is fucking a banger. So it's like, man. Like, in my dream heaven world, like, Hades 3 will be 3D and it'll be the greatest fucking game ever to come out on VR. But
I don't... What? No, ew. I would die of motion sickness if I was playing Hades in 3D. Oh God.
Yeah, you would be. I mean,
have you played Hades?
I'm smoking the crack pipe. Yes, I have actually played Hades.
Okay, then why would you think that's ever a good idea to put in 3D?
I think it'd be fucking badass. It's such a well-designed game.
No, it wouldn't. You'd do like 2 dash.
I'd love it. I'd love it. Give me more of that. I don't get motion sick. Give me that shit in my veins, bro.
They did show like they were going to be adding new mechanics to the game, but I think it's very much going to be Hades plus with like Hades but new movesets and new buffs and
new weapons. You're probably gonna get powers from the underworld gods in this. That's what I'm thinking. Like because last time you got powers from like Zeus and all them. I imagine now like the underworld's gonna return that favor and be like, yeah, no, use my powers to save Zeus and all that.
I think it'll be whatever her family is. So what you need to do is you got to go on Wikipedia and then just Google all of the things that Zeus has had sex with, and then just look up the family members from that. So you get the power of the duck and the horse, and
it's kind of fucked up, dude.
This is fucked up, man.
By the way, this is not a joke.
We all know.
Yes. The mythology is a little bit, Zeus a little fuck happy. It's fine.
I want my duck powers.
What has
I'm
he
sure
not?
You do.
What has he not slid his dick into? Yes, we know. We get it.
I don't know.
Exactly. That's
But Hades 2 looks great.
Yeah,
even
Hades
if they
2
don't like super innovate, I would just be down to play another version of Hades with new weapons and new powers. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna play it. I'm still gonna get it. So same old.
Still get it, still not play it. I can dig it.
I do play video games occasionally. Hades is one of the few games I did play.
Don't lie to us.
Yeah, what are you doing? Why are you lying?
I played Hades. It's a good game.
Filthy liar.
Yeah, right.
I do.
I wish we knew more about Hades too, but I'm sure it'll come with time.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sure they won't just randomly drop it after this.
You know what I would find really funny is if they did a whole like fucking what's it called mode, an S-Link mode, but don't have it actually mean anything. So like just have it for like the rabid fans that like want all of their fantasy ships, but make it have zero impact on the actual game. I would love that.
What are you talking about?
No, I spend too much time on Reddit. Don't worry about it.
Yo,
yeah, you do.
Speaking of having zero impact, Quinn, why don't you tell us about Armored Core?
Armored Core?
Fires of Rubik's Cube.
Yeah. So Armored Core has been resurrected from the ashes, no doubt due to the success of other FromSoft titles such as Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3 doing well. They have decided to bring back they can bring back Armored Core.
They can bring back the jank.
Armored Core is basically like a mech customization wet dream. Like Armored Core, no game even comes close to what Armored Core has done with like regards to like how much you can like change and customize a mech, and then you just roll out into the battlefield and play with it. Always had like super fun missions and like a good story. The thing that kind of like shot it in the foot was they had a couple bad entries because they tried out a bunch of new stuff that kind of overhauled base systems, and people really didn't like that. And then the franchise just kind of petered out and died. However, the new one does give me hope that they learned their lesson from the other ones.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Look,
a leak from January with screens and gameplay. They said it was more Souls-like and customization is top priority, as it should be. Customization is everything in Armored Core.
Yeah. I'll be real with you. I have not played Armored Core since the PS1.
Yeah.
That's fine. You got like the basic Armored Core experience though. Like you know how like awesome it is to just make your own mech.
Actually, right? I take that back. I think I haven't played. I didn't even really play Armored Core. I played the demo disc of Armored Core.
Oh shit!
Like you remember like
the little pizza boxes from the fucking shit.
Maybe I remember it was one of the demo discs where it came with a bunch of games, and one of them was Armored Core. I think it was one, but it might have been two. But yeah, I'm surprised this is coming back again. No doubt that they can from Software can be like, well, we've had so many hits.
Got a bunch
we
of
can
money.
we're gonna bring back Kingsfield
we're like
too.
Sitting on the fucking giant pile of cash.
I mean,
we gotta do something.
Kingsfield evolved into a different game.
It's yeah, you're right. It is basically Souls now. Kingsfield,
yeah, it's Souls,
which supposedly
Kingsfield turned into Demon Souls, and then Demon Souls is branched off into the entire world.
Supposedly there might, I don't know if this is right or not, but I think there might actually be Kingsfield references in the Souls games. But if they did, that would be really cool. But
I don't know enough about Kingsfield. Like, I've barely played Kingsfield to actually like weigh in and say, oh yeah, no, there's this. Unfortunately,
me and my cousin used to go and rent video games. And like, you know, other than, you know, like I rented Distrega. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that game, but it's like we used to rent PS1 titles like Distrega and Kingsfield, and you know, all of these weird ass titles that nobody played. Yeah, like Evil Zone, yeah.
Oh, the Moonlight Sword was from Kingsfield. That's what I thought.
Okay. And so yeah, you know, like real gamers. But yeah, man, I
big gamer hours.
Yeah, definitely really appreciate the From Software. You know, they're weird ass like titles, and even though they have another game that's called Elden something, or it's like called Elden Ring of some kind. There's like a From Software game that's called like something Ring. It sounds like Elden Ring, but it's not quite the same title. But yeah, From Software, definitely interested. Hey, how about they make a new Tenchu game? How about that? That'd be great.
Game would be cool. Honestly, my favorite thing about
what's that, FromSoft?
No. It's Tenchu is not Tenchu is not.
I didn't think so.
Originally a From Software game, but From Software bought it from Activision, so they own the IP now.
Did they?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it can sit there and rot.
So you know.
You never know.
Do you know Sekiro? That was the beginning.
Yeah.
The beginning cycle of that was intended to be a new Tenchu game, and then
I'm glad it wasn't.
When, first of all, you don't like Tenchu, and you're fucking wrong for that, and that's okay.
I played a shitload of Tenchu Wrath of Heaven. All right,
it's great.
You can eat shit.
Game's great.
So, no, the best thing about From Software to me now
Ninja.
Is people knowing they have so much money they can almost do whatever they want.
Oh, bye, August.
They're gonna make a Sekiro 2, but it's gonna be set in the near future where it's gonna be like cyberpunk, but people are using the fucking genes from the original Sekiro, and you gotta stop them. And I'm like, that's the most fucking crazy cracked out shit I've ever heard. But you know what? I'd fucking play it. Because it's from
Sekiro punk.
By God, Mike, you're right. I looked it up. Mike is correct. They did do
did Tenchu 3. Oh,
but,
shit.
But I think I think Activision owned the rights to it, but From Software owns it now. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Crazy. I guess also it was like Activision Blizzard or the publishers, crazy enough. But yes, hey, you know, more From Software stuff always. Look, I don't know if I'll be playing frames from the Rubik's Cube, but we'll definitely get there when it comes out.
I just want to see the newest iteration of the Moonlight Sword.
I mean, like you said at the beginning of the podcast, they're hot off a Game of the Year win. Not a nomination, a win. So they are clearly still the best in their field at making certain types of games. And they have some of the probably best people out there directing and making those games. So yeah, I want to see more work from them.
They're like the Platinum Games of Souls games.
Yeah. They're certainly the dream team of people you want making Souls games. Like they like, because in this
almost like they invented the genre or something.
There've been so many.
Yeah, right.
There've been so many good games in that genre or in that like genre that have come out.
Mm-hmm.
And From Software is still at the front of the pack. Like even the kind of like hybrid like Souls, Ninja Gaiden likes like Neo, great games. From Software still just got to beat with better, like a more interesting design philosophy, or I guess a better overall game. It's crazy.
Yeah, Sekiro is definitely more of a Tenchu game than
anything else. It was, like I said, it was meant to be a Tenchu game, and then one of the directors was like, "This is a little too different to be a Tenchu, so let's make it into something else," which is why we have Sekiro now. And then they're like, I would still like to see them make an honest sequel to Tenchu that isn't trash. Tenchu 1, 2, and 3 are great. The other ones are kind of weird and okay. I don't know what happened. But yeah, I'll be real with you. I didn't really play them that much, but from what I've seen from them, they don't look that much fun. So
sometimes games are just driven right into the dirt, like Armored Core and Tenchu.
Hey, I mean, that was back in the day where, well, again, like sometimes if you have one bad game in a franchise, it can sink the whole franchise.
Well, they had like 2, so.
Yeah, they had 2. Just like Armored Core. Armored Core had 2.
Gaming is high risk, high reward.
And it's even higher risk now with how much the damn games cost. So,
real dude.
Just stick to your hentai games, and you'll be safe if you want to get into the games industry.
Yeah, they're cheap.
Just start paying making a porn chest, I guess, is the way to go.
I saw the new OnlyFap simulator came out. It's only $20. Steam's making a killing.
Shit, dude, what am I doing with my life? Why?
You could have invented Honey Pop. Think about that. Match 3, hot anime waifus could have been yours.
No one has ever thought of that before.
Never.
We'll be the first.
Bejeweled.
Speaking of never thinking.
Yeah.
Hey, how about that 90s show? You guys happen to see? Did you guys watch the trailer for that?
I did, and I was.
Yeah, I don't know what to think of it. It's very
Go ahead. Go ahead, Quintessence. I want to hear what you have to say.
I don't really know I don't know how to feel about it because I was never super into that 70s show.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have like any attachment to these characters. And so I'm stuck in this, like, the jokes seemed serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was about it.
Like Big Bang Theory serviceable?
No.
They seem better than Big Bang Theory.
I don't know about that. Man. I think nothing is as mediocre as Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory is still funny. Like, I don't think people don't.
August coming in hot.
No, so
spicy.
No, people like love to meme on Big Bang Theory.
Bazinga.
It got truly stupid towards the end, but like Big Bang Theory caught on for a reason, because it was originally funny. That is the reason. Big Bang Theory, like if you go back and watch early Big Bang Theory, it's like, oh yeah, that's laugh worthy, that's chuckle worthy.
I mean, it also made the audience feel smarter than they actually were.
Yes,
which is
the audience loves.
A great tactic.
Yeah, Rick and Morty does it all the time.
Rick and Morty does.
They also love that it embraced nerd shit, because like we came, like if you were from our generation, nerd shit was still very popular, very often made fun of. Now nerd shit is mainstream.
Yeah,
but like being like
good time to be a nerd.
Being out and about the fact that you love comics was still kind of taboo from back in our generation. You know what I mean? So when you had characters appear on screen that were like, yes, I love nerd shit. I'm an adult who loves nerd shit. Deal with it. Like, that was still new. That was still fresh. That was still original. So I think
season 1 and season 2 of Big Bang was fine.
Yeah.
The fact that you have watched like 2 seasons.
I'll go on the record. Yeah. No, I enjoyed it initially. It was stupid, sure, but
August,
it was the enjoyable stupid.
August, I wanna give you an opportunity right now, and I think you deserve this, okay, because of how this podcast started, okay. Me talking about sitcoms is like you talking about Tekken, okay. So I just need you. I need you to gaslight the shit out of me right now, okay.
What's just insane?
How
insane?
So circling back to 90s show, how do you people feel about it?
We're just trying to have a good time. I'm just like, no, bro.
Buddy, I'm kidding. It's okay. It's okay to make fun of myself.
Fighting games? Yeah, no, exactly. Burn him at the stake.
Still hurts, Matt. Cry.
He talks like he knows he plays. He talks like he plays and knows fighting games, but he doesn't play them.
Who, me? Or
no, August.
Because I spend hours upon hours watching and reading about them, but that doesn't mean anything.
I play. Listen, August,
it's all about experience.
You'll always be my fighting game homie, but at some point it does. You'll always be my fighting game homie.
Whatever you say next, I'm gonna hold against you forever.
I love you. Yeah.
Extremely careful.
But that 90s show, I have no attachment to it. No attachment to the characters. It seems funny adjacent. I don't know. It seems pointless. Yeah, that's where I'm at. It seems completely pointless.
If I were anyone, I would be like, do not give Netflix money, especially to do comedies. Because I don't know if they have a successful sitcom. Maybe they do, but it's not because it's a sitcom. It's because it's a well-written show.
They're gonna fucking try.
Netflix can't really make good things by themselves very often. They might give stuff to talented people that make it for them, but by themselves, no dice. And like, from my watching of that 90s show trailer, I'm like, yeah, I love Red and Kitty, but who the fuck are these new people? Like, they picked possibly the least interesting central casting looking people I've ever seen, and I felt no charisma coming out of this new cast of people, which is like, you're supposed to care about the kids. I don't want to care about Red and Kitty. I want to care about the kids.
Mike says it's like Friends coming back. Yeah, the new series of Friends. Still Friends.
Still friends.
We're all still friends.
You know, I don't know. I'm like, again.
But only Joey's here.
I think
we've tried that.
I think this will last.
We've tried that.
I think that 90s show will last one season because, again, the actual cast of the younger people does not seem to have charisma. And I don't think the writing of the jokes will hold up.
I want to stop you right there.
It's going to end up being a lot of okay boomer. I think that's what they're like.
Which is still not that, like, the jokes need to be deeper than that. It's not that funny. It's not that interesting.
Look, I want to stop you right there. I want to stop you right there, August. How many seasons did The Ranch get?
That was early Netflix, though.
When did it end? When did it end? Like maybe a year ago?
Bro.
No, it went like 2 seasons after that, man. Look, okay, so
also,
anyway.
I thought about your thing with Netflix not having any like successful sitcom type-ish shows. I'm gonna go with Atypical.
So I haven't even fucking heard that, dude. I don't know.
No, okay,
like, again,
that's a deep but good cut.
Atypical was really good.
Here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They it's not that they can't do it. It's that, like, again.
Oh no, I was just struggling to figure out one. That was the one
like,
I got.
Netflix has so much garbage.
The only thing I know is The Ranch.
They're like the old fucking like, you know, the PlayStation. I don't know, the PlayStation App Store. It's unfair at PlayStation, but like they're almost like Steam back when Steam was just letting any old third-party game in, even though it's trash. And I guess
they still do.
They still do that, bro. Literally, Porn Chest is on there.
The recommendation engine is so good now, you don't notice a lot of the trash. But like, I guess my point is that there's so much garbage on Netflix. Like, the garbage to quality ratio is just off.
Remember when Netflix was like this like revolutionary thing where you could turn it on and like watch Back to the Future, but then also like watch all of these amazing movies? And then
come a long way.
The problem is we have this boomer point of view of like, man, remember when Netflix was good, and then now that's diluted our whole opinion about streaming services for now on.
But when Netflix was good, it was good. It was just running the same shit over and over that we have already enjoyed, right?
Yes,
that's why it was good.
It was all in one
when
spot,
they started
though.
making their own content is when it quote unquote fell off, because they had to have new content at some point.
People were like, oh shit, this works. This wasn't supposed to work.
Why wasn't the new content good? That's my question.
What do you mean? Stranger Things is great.
Paradise PD, I finished that because I started it. That's the only reason. It's not a
I watched Paradise PD. It had some funny moments. If you liked Brickleberry, then you enjoy Paradise PD.
Yeah. But like it was just
it was
like that kid who like
it's a stupid comedy.
Pool, but only just, you know what I mean? Like it's like that kid who like passes swimming class, but like you don't ever want to put him in the pool.
But you're not actually sure how he passed.
Yeah. That's how I felt about Paradise PD. So yes, your head was above water and you didn't drown, but I'm not sure how.
I'll tell you, August, what did you think? You said you didn't feel anything for it. I think I have an idea of how I felt towards it.
I'm not. I don't think it'll last more than the season. The new cast didn't. There wasn't any funny there. I didn't see one funny moment. Granted, it was super limited trailer, but
I think it's passable at best.
Look, the fact of the matter is, there's two things that are going to make this show. Three things that are possibly going to make this show great, right? Well, I take back just two things. One being, my first impression being that this feels like if the 90s show was given to Disney in some kind of way, where I don't know. It just felt like, all of the kids are these like sort of, they feel like actor children, if that.
They feel very sanitized as characters and as people, and
yes.
I don't think that's gonna make a good show, to be honest.
And the first season of that 70s show is also like a lot of them don't know how to act. So I mean, but it was like it wasn't until like the second or third season that they started getting better, and and then I guess my other idea is that, well, I don't think Kitty and Red can just hold the show up on their shoulders. What they want to do is they want to do it like they did in the first season, where like Reddy and Kid did hold up the show for the most part, and then the kids kind of they brought them up. But so I guess
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I guess it could be rest heavily on the writers, and
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't trust modern writers enough. It's just kind of my point in general. Oh,
okay,
I froze. Okay, am I back? Am I back?
You've never left, yeah.
Okay, so I don't trust modern writers enough to be able to do that, because to take only kind of a mediocre cast chemistry and make a great set of characters you love takes very good writing, and a lot of I don't see that very often with a lot of modern shows.
Yeah.
So yeah,
everything's so sanitized and like
it's just not
finely picked over. Oh, we don't want to offend this. Oh, we don't want to offend this.
I disagree with you.
The writers, I don't know if that's just are super limited.
I don't think that's what it is. I just think the writers don't dig deep enough for good stories anymore.
That 70s show was never like,
that 70s show.
It was never. No, I don't think it really did that. It just told a good story, and that was really all it. Like, and it you can play it now, and there's nothing offensive about it, really. I mean, that's.
Oh, I mean, to modern sensibilities, there might be, but it was just.
Are you calling me old?
We're both old. It's boilerplate. It's all. Everything makes sense. Like, everything is like, okay, yeah, I get it. I understand the story they were trying to tell and the lens they were trying to tell it through. So yeah, I mean, that 70s show is a solid show, and it's well written. And like, I don't want to. I feel like a boomer saying this, but like, I feel like the people who wrote TV back in the day dug so much deeper than the people who write TV nowadays, and that really upsets me, because it's like
they raise their children right too.
Be a reason for that. Like,
they raise their children right too.
What?
Nah, they raise their children right too. I don't know. It's a stupid joke.
No, like, I feel like a lot of older writers dug really deep for good inter-character story and just good stories. And I feel like a lot of modern writers for sitcoms don't want to dig deep to tell good stories, because at the end of the day, all writing is supported by how good the story is.
Right.
And if the story's not good, people won't resonate with it. They just won't respond to it.
I mean, people have been accepting mediocrity for so long that it just kind of became the norm.
I think you're also, a lot of people are very, I feel like when people say that, they have nostalgia glasses on. And I think you'll find that a lot of
there's
shows
always shows that
people
break
love
this mold that
but
I feel
very
is there.
very few of them do. And I think that a lot of times when you're comparing something new, you're comparing to something that's great, and I don't think that's always fair. But I think the last thing I was really thinking of was they're gonna bring back the old characters, but to what?
Inevitably.
To what effect are they?
Mine is Danny Masterson. Yes.
If the show is good, right? I imagine that's going to be like, well, we're going to bring in a couple of characters. And then, oh, okay, well, we can have these guys in as regulars if the show's doing well. Yeah, maybe that'll be the case, but I don't know. I feel like it's just going to be me watching it, waiting for, like, Eric Foreman to show up.
And that's not
what you want, right? Yeah.
But that's not what anyone from our generation wants. Like, we want...
Are you sure? Because Fuller House did really well.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Full House was probably well written, though. That's kind of my point. Like, we want something that's a good spiritual continuation where the old stuff pops up every now and then, but we've also got a lot of good new stuff to enjoy.
I mean, that's why people like Dragon Ball Super, because it knows the history of the show and it does it, and it treats it with
respect.
What does it not? What does it not respect? What does it not remember? What specific? What is a glaring hole you can think of? You can't think of. I can't.
I mean, it tends to like retcon things and move things around, like entirely how the Patara earrings work, for example.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, that's a
small stuff. You assume that's gonna happen.
So here's my problem with that.
It's not like egregious, right? It's just
right.
It's just little changes here and there.
Look, you have to look at. That's just how Toriyama has always done things. That's just how he does shit. He's like,
that's how he deleted a whole character.
Yeah, some writers like make changes even to their own shit, and yeah, it's odd and it's sometimes uncomfortable, but it happens.
I mean, overall, what I'm trying to say is, I mean, Toriyama leaves himself enough wiggle room to do whatever the fuck he wants, and also he loves to leave threads to where, like, oh, what do I do here? Oh, there was that thing back there that I could use, or just forget about altogether. But anyway, as long as they treat the history of the characters with respect, I think that'll be fine. But again, it's like one of those things where it's like, is there enough of a legacy to really go back and like make these interpersonal relationships interesting between that 70s show kids? I don't.
So I guess I'll leave it on this. You kind of want to run some parallel stories if you want to make this successful. Like, you want to see the continuation of what happened with the original characters you loved.
Right.
Because again, the people that love that 70s show, that will keep them invested. You want to see kind of their lives. But yeah, I mean, you have to give the new cast a shot. You have to give them stories. So you got to run the story of what's going on with the new kids. And they'll have some interesting intersections. I mean, that's the ideal way to do that, but that's hard. That's a lot of balls to juggle. It's doable, but it takes a competent writing team that's gonna plan shit out and not pull a Disney Star Wars and just like, we'll just roll random shit for each movie and it'll work out. Didn't work out. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna take a good writing staff, and hopefully they have it. Because if not, it's not gonna last very long, and that sucks. Because we've seen so many good IPs burned by just not having good plans. And yeah, I don't want to see that happen again.
Yeah, man, look at that '80s show. But I don't know why I had to bring that up, but I did. It just popped into my. Did anybody actually? I watched that when it was when it aired on TV.
Oh, that was a real thing. I thought you were memeing.
No, that is a real thing.
Oh shit!
They tried to do so. You know, Dennis from that Always Sunny. Dennis Reynolds. He's actually the main character of that '80s show. He's the same actor.
Oh shit.
No, it's just Dennis Reynolds. Yeah. So, but yeah. Speaking of ending on a.
Yeah.
Hold on. We need a better segment. Quintessence.
All I'm gonna say is, on a similar note, I watched the new Fresh Prince, and while it's enjoyable for a season, it needs to be funny, and it's not that funny. And
not even the Wayans bros could be funny in it.
It's fine.
Eat it.
What?
No,
I'll have some later.
On stream.
I have to have dinner. You guys ran this for 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Mukbang stream right now.
It's an eating stream now.
Okay.
All right, I'm leaving.
Wait.
All right, what?
Wait, we're gonna end it. Oh, yo, I just wanna.
Let's end it.
Yo, just wanna say, yo, guys. Benny.
Thank you for coming.
Benny the dog had passed away. Fighting game dog.
Maximilian dude's dog, Benny.
Benny died. The greatest fighting game dog of all time. So just want to say rest in peace, Benny. And yo, guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. This has been the Backlog Podcast number 39. If you have not done so, hey, why don't you give us a follow, or Prime subs are free, guys. I hope you had a good time. You can find us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. We're on YouTube Plus. No, we're Google Plus. No, fuck it. Anyway,
I don't know anymore. We're everywhere.
We're pretty much everywhere besides Facebook. So if you guys want to go find us, that would be great. Quintessence, where can people find you?
Oh, playing Tekken usually over at twitch.tv/QuintessenceHD. Complaining on Twitter about pointless shit. Also,
as we all do.
Quintessence HD. And on Reddit complaining about pointless shit. Also Quintessence HD.
You guys could find us on Reddit, but we haven't done shit with our Reddit yet.
One day.
It sits there.
It's definitely there.
We'll get around to it.
Yo, August, where can people find you?
Right here. Not always in goblin mode, but sometimes. But yeah, no. Try to find interesting stories for the Backlog Podcast. Mostly. Every now and then, you'll catch me in Matt's Discord or on his Insta, Backlog's Insta. But other than that, if you want to chat with me, hop on the Discord, play some games maybe if I ever do.
Do you ever play games?
And other than that, chilling.
All right, guys. So other than that, yo, we will be back. When's the next time we're back? I think we're back tomorrow with Common Writer Club. Until then, guys, we'll see you soon. Peace out, y'all.
Later.